So things that you're best known for, if people haven't seen your hooping before, so firstly, like your YouTube tutorials are fantastic, and there's like such a variety of things on there. Moves you've come up with, like the kind of scorpion variations, and just generally a kind of super enthusiastic, bubbly teaching style. And with creating moves, is there kind of like parts of the body or different kinds of tricks that you particularly enjoy playing with?
I would say it's definitely changed over the years. The scorpion, which is my first video I ever put on the interwebs. That's like my first tutorial, even though there's no voiceover for it. It's just like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing in slow motion from different angles. That was me not having a computer and seeing a move, Karis. There's a video like coming down like from a rope into the ring of like a wrestling ring, and in like little shorts. And anyways, it's like way back in the day, and crazy mind-blowing hula hooper. And I'd seen him do this like trick where he like tossed it behind his back and caught it on his foot. And so in my mind, when I went to go teach myself that move, I could see that he tossed it onto his foot from behind his back. And then when I throw my foot behind my back, I'm like, well, clearly it's coming over top of him. So it took me months to be able to get the hoop to come down on like over me, and then months. And then I watched the video of him and I'm like, oh no, he's just passing it to his hand. So what it took me months to complete was actually cooler than the original trick, I think.
That's awesome.
I know there's all these variations and things like that, and it's super fun. And it's still one of those moves, even like, I don't know how long that's been, like 10 years, that like I can, it's in my flow all the time. And every time I do it, people are just like, what's that? I'm like, ha 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 ha. But yeah, it's really fun.
If you could like wake up tomorrow and magically just snap your fingers and be able to do any trick, no matter how far out of your current hoop zone it is there one, or like a specific kind of trick or anything like that you would be like, that is the thing that if I didn't have to practice to get it, I could just nail it, that would be the trick I'd pick?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I struggle between, I love breaks, and I love like neck spins and things. And where people are doing like breaks at the same time, Albinoplant or Melissa Daly.
Yeah.
She blows my mind. And she's got all these like neck break spin things, which are crazy. That, but also Gail O'Brien's witchcraft of, my balancing is pretty good, like a one hoop on one finger, but Gail O'Brien balances a hoop and then balances another hoop on top of that hoop, and then can like flip them around and toss and catch and balances, and it's insanity.
Nice.
That's a lot of practice.
No, that's a good selection. And the thing about like the coin flip neck breaks as well is there's so much hitting yourself in the face when you're trying to learn those tricks, which always puts me off, because I'm like, I love the look of that trick, really hate hitting myself in the face. But yeah, they're so impressive. All of the neck break, what they called as the whole variety of those, Sharna, Mr. Daly.
Sharna does lots of jawbreaker stuff.
Jawbreakers, yeah, just so impressive. But yeah, when they go wrong, they're so vicious. So that would definitely be a lovely one to just be able to nail magically.
I feel like I should get a hockey helmet.
Yes.
But with like the old like kids have it with like the mesh guard on the front.
Maybe this is like the positive out of all the face mask things, like the plastic face masks for COVID, is they could have like a protective face mask for learning hoop tricks where the hoop's flying at your face. Maybe it could multitask and make the best out of a bad situation with 2020.
True.
Something that we always like to ask hoopers who come on the show is different hoopers who've inspired them along their hoop journey, and the ones that you've picked The first one is from the UK. She's the fantastic Sharna Rose. And what is it that you like about Sharna's hooping?
Sharna's hooping is, I feel like, for Sharna. It's not like, I feel like she's hooping for personal reasons. I mean, I think we all do, but at the same time with like the whole, you know, she's on Instagram, but she started probably the same time, I think the same time I did, I think 2002 or 2003. So Sharna's been hooping forever. But her creativity, the crazy, just like the mind-melting craziness that you'll see, and then never again. You'll see it in one video, and then never again. Sharna and I have also traded moves where she's like, hey, do you mind if I do a tutorial of that thing where you're doing like continuous like shoulder passes? And I'm like, yeah, go for it. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I do a tutorial for that cool, like, it was like her Christmas combo. So I have a tutorial for that where it's like it's a shoulder wrap behind the back, like twist behind the back catch, and then I think I added a step through or something. Anyways, but yeah, the way her mind works and what she can do with a hula hoop.
Totally. I remember once I was watching a video of hers and I was like, oh, I really like this behind the back isolation move, and I was like teaching a variation of it at a festival that she was at, and I was like, this is a move that was inspired by something I saw Sharna do, and Sharna was like, I don't even remember doing that. It's just happened. Okay. I'm like, it created like hours of play for me, just like that one little snippet. She's like, it just happened. I don't even remember doing that. Insane levels of creativity. And like you say, it's just that kind of flow where it's for her, and if it messes up, it creates something else. And I think a lot of the time, like you said, with like trying to learn that move from the guy previously, where you're like, okay, I think I've got to do this really complicated thing, and it turns out it was something completely different. Often the creativity comes out of those mistakes, and I think sometimes people can be so critical of their mistakes, and I think Sharna's someone who really goes into the flow of just letting things happen, which is I think something we could all learn a lot from in terms of creativity. And the second person you picked is someone who we actually had on the show a little while ago, which is the awesome Melissa Daly, or Albinoplant. Tell us some things that inspire you about her hooping.
Crazy creativity. I first saw her, I love it when I don't find, you know, I'm not on Instagram very much, which for me is great because then I'm, you know, doing life things and not staring at a screen. Burning Man again, a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago or something. And I was dancing at night at this art car called Charlie the Unicorn, enjoying some house music. And there was this hula hooper off to the side, and I was just watching them. I was like, holy fuck, she's fucking badass. So, and then like I watched her, and then I waited till she was not hula hooping, and then went and like, you know, basically like groveled at her feet. And that's how I met her. And then I think I taught with her at Hoop Camp in California, maybe the next year. And then through she's also she's an amazing teacher. She's a very good teacher. So not only is she an incredible hula hooper, not necessarily every amazing hula hooper makes an amazing teacher. I won't name anyone, but sometimes the mind that creates amazing hula hooping does not necessarily equate to explaining things.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe they've never taught classes before. And when you teach classes regularly, that you learn to teach. So through teaching, you learn to teach better. Anyways, Melissa Daly, amazing teacher. And so my friends organize a hooping event in Calgary, Alberta called Hoop West. It was a big event in Western Canada, and I was like, you guys have to bring Albinoplant. So she came up to Calgary and taught up there as well. And yeah, amazing hooper, really great teacher. So it's like, if you can teach me the crazy things you're doing, then it's like, yay! And she's, yeah, she inspired lots of like 2 hoops on one hand and like the quads I've been working on.
Ooh, that's exciting. Ooh. And the final hooper you've picked as an inspirational hooper is Dizzy Dynamic. Again, great, crazy coin flip, jawbreaker moves, all this sort of thing. What is it that inspires you about her hooping?
I love coin flips. It's like coin flips are, you know, one of my happy places. And there's like coin flips and coin spins and terminology, and none of it really matters. You know, where the hoop is rotating on an axis. Sometimes it's on your body, sometimes it's around your body. And, you know, people define it as different ways, and that doesn't matter. But yeah, I like her style. Again, she's a great teacher. If you can like, if you can teach me your craziness, that makes me very happy. But also her leadership was a big thing. I taught with her in Malaysia a couple years ago, and I think it was, the event hadn't started yet, but there was a bunch of hula hoopers that had kind of showed up early, and Dizzy she had been there before, so she just took it upon herself to be like, okay guys, come with me, I'm gonna take you on a tour somewhere, and like gathered everybody up, and like, so I hadn't even met her yet, but I was just like, oh, I'm gonna like this girl. And then as soon as, you know, when you meet somebody and you're just like, I love you. So yeah, it was yeah, Dizzy and I get on really well. Love that girl. She's cool.
Nice.